Well, there was a break, and we resumed from where we left, and we are now at the Palatine Rookie. Well, there are soft tissue ridges present in all primates, and no evidence exists to support their consideration as a speech organ. Significance of palatine rookie in relation to speech has not been established. Let me go to the next slide. Well, now we are considering the evolution of the language and speech. Sometimes we wonder why other animals are not able to speak and only human beings are able to speak. And remember, language and speech are interrelated, but language is what you can read, what you can write, and what you can speak. The speaking part is the speech. So we also wonder why chimpanzees are not able to speak, though they are very close to us in the evolutionary ladder. This is the book which discusses such aspects, and this is the latest, The Evolution of Language by Fitch, W.T. Fitch, or 2013. And the same author's recent article I have with me here, published in 2018. And from this sources, whatever evolutionary highlights are there, I have gathered, and here they are. Uniquely human, the loss of laryngeal aspects. We have already discussed about the larynx, the ventricle of the larynx, and there a part of it extension which is called saccule, with plenty of mucous glands, and the saccule does not extend much in man, but in chimpanzees, as for example, they are very extensive. They extend even into the thorax. Such laryngeal sacs are, air sacs are not present in human. But by just one feature, you can't say that some animal is a human. So you have to consider several features. One which is very commonly discussed is marked descent during childhood of the larynx. In a child and in many animals, the epiglottis is above the level of the soft palate, and the breathing occurs, swallowing is tough. But from that position, the larynx has descended. And some people think that it is the descent of larynx which allows the human to speak. but such a lower position of the larynx is not unique to human. And likewise, the root of the tongue or base of the tongue has also descended. And it is not only oral, but it is even pharyngeal. And this particular part plays a great role in speech. We have discussed that, how the oral resonator and the pharyngeal resonators are regulated in their size for the production of different sounds and different words like tools and teams. The next feature, direct neural connection between the motor cortex and the motor neurons involved in phonation, laryngeal control. And this we discuss how the precentral gyrus lower part pyramidal neuron is directly connected with the neurons of the nucleus ambiguous. And this is a human feature. This is a unique feature. One does not find in any other animal. Apart from that, the nucleus ambiguous is divided into two parts, which also is unique to human. In the cerebrum, we have discussed about a massive expansion of dorsal intracortical connection, spanning the auditory and motor cortices. And this is also human. One should know that Broca's area is present even in the monkey. So not as well developed as in man. But just having this area does not allow one to speak. A unique derived form of FOXP2 shared by all non-clinical humans that differs from that of chimpanzee. Not only that, so this FOXP2 is present in, as for example, Neanderthal, you can call Neanderthal cousins of modern man, who lived before 35,000 years. Their FOXP2 is different from human, Homo sapiens, FOXP2 of Homo sapiens. And that's why their speech also, it may be present in them, but it is different from the modern human speech. Additionally, sexual dimorphism, enlarged thoracic spinal canal and cord. Well, this is required for supplying the respiratory muscles which are involved in particularly expiration and even expiration. So fine respiratory control exists in man. That's why it is thought that the thoracic spinal cord is enlarged, which means thoracic spinal canal or vertebral canal is also enlarged. And just by studying the canal, one should be able to, or one may be able to figure out whether it is human or not. One should know that the thoracic spinal nerves do not supply the diaphragm. It is supplied by the cervical nerve. But this is about the intercostal breathing. Those muscles are supplied by the thoracic spinal nerve. But this is not a feature that will make one human. And in addition to this, there is the opinion that tongue is such an important organ of speech, a mobile articulator. And because it is so well developed, the hypoglossal nerve is well developed, and hypoglossal canal should also be well developed. So if there is enlarged hypoglossal canal, then that may be human. But that is also not a feature absolutely unique to human. And hypoglossal canal does not contain only the hypoglossal nerve. Other elements are also there. So if you want more detail, you go to the two references which I have mentioned below, Fitch, WT 2018, and the same author, the book which was presented in the earlier slide, The Evolution of Language, published in 2018. No, that book was published in 2013. Where does it begin among humans? Difficult to opine on this. Some competent anthropologists may be able to give a perfect opinion, but what I've gathered from the references which I have, well, the modern human, Homo sapiens, that means about 2 lakh years. From there, you find the uniquely human speech. Neanderthal, they may be able to speak, but it was different from the modern human speech. And others are also mentioned here. Homo erectus, Homo habilis. And when they lived, it is mentioned. But whether they were able to speak, what kind of speech there was, and to what extent they were able to speak, well, we are doubtful about it. And I am also studying that. So I will not comment further on that. And this is the timeline from Wikipedia. Wikipedia has given a lot of details about the evolution of the human speech and the evolution of man. Just for reference, I have included here. Parameters of normal vocal quality mentioned here, and I do not want to discuss further. One can refer Zamlin, 1998. For questions, which nouns are involved in speech? Out of the 12 pairs that we know, to touch and feel very good velvet, such heaven. That heaven H is hypoglossal. Why does a chimpanzee cannot speak? Well, because it has sex, one. Because its precentral gyrus is not directly connected with the nucleus ambiguous. Because of its gene, which is different from the human, FOXP2, isn't it? So that gene is also important, and I just refer that part, the gene part, a little bit. FOXP2, fine. And so there are many reasons why a chimpanzee cannot speak. And most important is the brain. Of course, the connection of the precentral gyrus we considered, but speech is not confined to any one area in the brain. The entire brain, cerebral cortex, and subcortical elements are involved. So human brain and chimpanzee's brain are different very much. They differ from each other very much, and that's why man is able to speak and chimpanzee is not able to. Can we speak without vocal cords? Yes. There are non-voice sounds like H. This is one thing. No, not H, but for example, T. T and D. T is non-voice, so no vibration of the vocal cord. And likewise F, no vibration of the vocal cord. Likewise S. So we can speak without vocal cord. When the vocal cords are removed, the artificial larynx, of course, is available, but there can be esophageal speech also. So one has to control, one has to first have the air in appropriate part, and that air must be manipulated to produce with practice the sound of speech. What role does the erect posture play in the evolution of speech? These are all associated, like from quadruped animals, where all the limbs were touching the ground, the front limbs were raised to become our upper limb and hands. So that is how the erect posture evolved. And then the hands were free to manipulate, to construct tools and do a lot of other activities, including gestures. And for eating also, humans do not have to eat directly. They can take something in their hand and then take it to the mouth to eat. And this postural change is affected the whole head region, affected the brain and spinal cord and foramen magnum through which the spinal cord passes. And ultimately, the speech was affected. A lot of changes occurred in the cranium, and the face came under the head or under the brain better. And there are many details, but better we do not discuss here. The major references are here, which I already mentioned again and again, and then Kendall, Principles of Neuroscience, latest edition 2021. You get very good idea about the Broca's area and Wernicke's area and dorsal and ventral streams, the pathways, and for the evolution of human speech, and also for several other aspects of human speech. Lieberman is a great reference, and these references were also included previously, but I'm just repeating that. And before I end, I just refer whether I missed anything, and I can do it stopping the share also. And for the presentation, this is the thank you. And well, we are back. And I think we have considered everything. I referred to stroke also, acute, subacute, and chronic. And one thing which must be added is the that the learning starts before birth, fine. Learning a second language after puberty, tough. But before 9 months, as easy as the mother tongue. So an infant can learn several languages at a time. And after puberty, of course, it becomes difficult. And the mother tongue, the part involved, a part of the brain involved. For the other tongue, it may be different, particularly if one starts learning the other language later. And well, that is all I wanted to discuss. There are many words. The glossary is there. I included the aphasia and alexia and dysarthria, but I could not include many. The harmonic and octave. We discuss about the fundamental frequency and whatever frequency is there at the higher level added formant frequency in the supravocal tract. They are also important. And I think we are coming to the end of this particular series on speech. And if you have time enough, you can go through all the 14 presentations, 12 parts, once a month. 12 months are there to complete speech. Thank you very much.